It's time to pop the top off with Pub Talk today. Since you last saw us, the World Series has now ended, so we'll have some baseball talk for you. Then coming right up, we have college football Week 10 action, and then NFL talk, recap of Week number 9, and Hops of the Week. But to start off the show, we got Pub Talk All-Stars. But before we begin, Pub Talk is brought to you by Route 11 Chips. It is football season. Weekends are all about college and NFL football. Just by sitting on the couch or throwing a huge party, you're going to need some chips, and Route 11 has got you covered. Since 1992, Route 11 has been chipping away to give its consumers a great and tasty product. So make sure you check out your local Martin's Food Lion and Giant to pick up a bag today. All right, lights, beer, action! Back in the pub. It's Monday night. Hashtag late night podcasting. I've only had like a couple sips of the beer. I'm sorry. But we're back in the pub. It's time for Pub Talk All-Stars. Hey, we're brought to you by Route 11 Chips, though. Make sure you go check out your local Martin's Food Lion and Giant and pick up some bags because it's football season still, and we're grinding out here. So today on Pub Talk All-Stars, once again, we have Batting 1,000. One of our very first beers that we ever tasted is back here on the show, and it is still one of the best, no question about it. And then, of course, we have a newcomer that we just tasted this past week, and my God, it's like Bud Light because you can down 100 of them and just feel okay still after the night is over.
Oh, I don't know about 100 of them.
But what's the name of it,
So
Coach?
we got Honor Brewing from Colorado. Honor Brewing has a beer that they put out, and remember we did one of their beers earlier.
I want to say that sounds familiar.
Yeah, we did one of them, but this is called Line of Sight, and Line of Sight is a lager, and I'm telling you what, I was anxious to try it, and thanks to Total Wine, they have a great selection there. We were down in Gainesville, Virginia, and stopped into the Total Wines and picked up this Line of Sight. I knocked the top off of that thing, and I was like, that is a fine beer.
Like I said, you can drink a lot of them.
It's a really good beer.
And then, of course, we stocked up for the next couple of weeks, of course, and one of them was a Batting 1,000. Like I said, it was one of our very first beers. It's up there with, honestly, one of the John Riggins beers. I still say today the John Riggins beer, 4th and 1, is the best one I've had. But
it was a good one.
Unfortunately,
Definitely.
You can't get it anymore. It really fucking sucks.
So, well, thanks to Fancy Clancy moving in. Fancy Clancy's still a good beer, but it's just, they're very similar in their taste, and so is this one. This one's very similar to the 4th and 1. I called it a lighter Fancy Clancy, but I'm telling you what, this Line of Sight, if people want a really, really good beer from a company like this.
Hopefully, once football season is over and we start a little bit more getting back into 6 beers, we'll have that on again so everyone else can try it, because I know everyone else hasn't tried it yet, so hopefully when we
this will be
Biff,
on there, because I'm telling you what, right now,
no question,
that is a damn fine beer.
Well, that's good to
I'm
hear.
hitting them on Twitter right now.
Awesome. Well, hey, since we last talked to you, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Since we last talked to you, the World Series was going into Game 6. We thought that the Nationals weren't going to be able to overcome the deficit. They lost 3 in a row at home. All they needed to do was win 2 games at home to finish off the series, and they couldn't do it, and they go back to Houston with a 3-2 deficit now. And since we last talked to you, the Nationals are now the World Series champions.
How about that?
The
Go
World
Nats,
champions.
Huh? You know what?
Finished the fight, still in the fight.
You know
they
what?
finished it.
You know what? I got 2 things I took away from this, from after they beat the Dodgers. 2 things I noticed about them, and it just...
You mean after the Astros or after the Dodgers?
No, after they beat the Dodgers. One of the things I noticed about them is they have, and it's not atypical of a team that's winning a championship. It's really not. But I just had this sense that some of their players, Anthony Rendon, I'm telling you what, that cat's got ice water in his veins. He's a competitor that drives that team. I just see that. Yes, they have Zimmerman. Yes, they got Strasburg. Yes, they got Scherzer. Yes, they got a lot of good young players
Well,
and
he
stuff
was the
like
question about, is he going to re-sign with them?
Yeah.
Because they offered him a lot of money.
They offered him a ton, didn't they? Like,
But
what was
but
it,
he
6 years, $140 million?
Yeah, and he declined it, but I don't think he will now. I think they'll give him another. I think they'll give him a different offer now, but
Yeah.
no question. I mean, Rendon, the stat of in elimination games beyond the 5th inning, it was home run, double, home run, single.
Yeah, well, he was
just
clutch. That's why I said
unreal
ice
play.
water, man.
Yeah.
They were down, but they were never out. And I became a closet freaking Nats fan. I just love the way
Especially
they compete.
here in Virginia. Yep.
Yeah, I my hat's off to Steven Strasburg. He started out, he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, and I'm thinking to myself,
Well, that was No, it was Scherzer.
It was
sorry.
the night before.
Game 6, yeah.
Yeah, game 6, and I'm thinking, oh my, here's Houston. They're going to go on a 4-game run here, and they're going to end this thing.
And boy, was that far from the truth.
Oh my goodness, he just settled in. I mean, he just settles in, and will Strasburg remain with them?
No, he opted out of the last 4 years of his contract.
Yeah,
So he will.
he got his ring. Now it's time to cash in.
But I also
is
think
that what it is? You think?
I think also he knows that they're going to try and get him out of his contract and keep Rendon now, because I think they just can't afford to keep Scherzer and Strasburg.
They don't have a big enough market.
They
to
don't
pay
have
him.
enough for that. They just
I don't.
don't.
Know. I don't. It's bad
It's
enough you got to go to the
different for
ballpark
Houston,
and pay
where
$12 a beer.
Yeah, you're right.
I
man.
have no idea. I've never fully understood how
I
contracts
know, but I still
are
buy like
paid
6
in-
of them. But
I've been to a few games where I had maybe a couple too many.
But I want to talk about
But, yeah.
Houston. The last game.
Yeah.
I went to bed because I was like, I think I'm bad luck for the Nationals. I think I
Right.
need to turn this
Well,
off.
yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, you know what? I got to go to sleep because they're never going to win if I don't go to sleep.
And the Astros were up 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th, and I go to bed. It's 7-2. The Nationals win, and I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I got
Am
up
I
at
ever
quarter-
going to be able to see?
I got
a
up
good
the
game?
next morning to go on my walk in the morning, and I was like, you know what? I'm not waiting. Your mother recorded the game. She's like, she wanted to watch it. She wanted to watch the rest of it and everything like that. Well, she ended up staying up and watching the game where I had fell asleep in the 5th inning, and it was still 2-0 at that point.
And since we last talked, the Nationals went to the White House today.
Oh, they did.
And
I didn't know it was today.
Yeah, it was today. And Ryan Zimmerman said, we don't get political on here, but I think it was very touching. He said to Mr. Trump, President Trump, saying, "Thank you for keeping us safe in the greatest country in the world, and thank you for being very supportive of us." And then they gave him a custom-made 45 jersey.
Nice,
from the Nats.
very nice.
And we don't want to get
we're
political.
not gonna
but
do that. We're not
but-
gonna go there. But hey, they went there, and
there were some national players that didn't want to go, and guess what? You're fucking entitled, I guess, too much. It's like, I would love to see the White House, but no, I don't like the president. I don't give a fuck. It's the White House, man. Jesus. Get off your political high horse and just go to the fucking White House. If you want to punch him in the face, go ahead. It's
no,
fine. He's right
I
there.
just. I don't want to get political, but you just go because the rest of your teammates are going. He
It's
invited
about
you. You go
your
there,
team.
and it's
not about
gonna-
yourself. That's very selfish.
Them going there wouldn't be a political thing in any way. He's there to celebrate the nation's capital, or the nation's capital, and the fact that they won. And he's going to lend his support, and that's where I'm going to leave it. They should have just gone and had a good time, but
That
I'm
never
gonna-
happens,
I'm
it
not
seems.
gonna gonna step in the way of somebody's decision to say that they didn't want to go. I'm not gonna do that.
So, baseball is now done until April.
Yeah.
Opening day is in April.
Well, pitchers and catchers, February.
Who cares, okay?
Hey,
There's
Florida cares. Florida and Arizona care. Cactus League.
Yeah, but still, like, I'm not gonna want to stay up all night. For that
you
World
say that.
Series.
You say that, but I remember when I was a kid and when I was watching the Dodgers and stuff, and I knew that they had played Vero Beach And I always wanted to go to Florida to watch a spring training game and watch them play the split squad games and stuff like that. I always thought that would have been interesting to go do. And then your grandmother, who lived, 15 or 20 minutes from Vero Beach. And
Isn't that where, like, the Red Sox and the – oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. You're right. It's the Dodgers. I forgot.
They were there. Now they're out in Arizona. A little closer.
It's still hot as shit, though.
Yeah, it's still warm there.
Baseball is done. We're on to football. It's week number 10 of college football.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Week number 10, high school football. We're coming up on week 10.
I'm just at a loss of words, honestly, because college football, it just comes by so fast. It's so much shorter than NFL. It just flies by because you have like a month break from it, and then you go into the bowl games, and just nothing happens in between.
And then you got about 3 weeks of bowl games.
I know, exactly. And then maybe in that break time, you get like some coaching changes, and then Urban Meyer goes to a different team. It happens, and it's probably going to happen this year too.
You think?
Yes.
Where do you think he's going?
Okay, look,
we talked about
I've fallen
this.
off the bandwagon now.
We
for
talked
USC.
about this. Where's he going?
I don't think he's going to USC anymore. I think he's going to go to Notre Dame. I think he's going to go to South Bend, Indiana, and I think he's going to want to coach the Irish because Brian Kelly, he sure isn't doing. I think he's going to get fired after the performance that they gave Virginia Tech yesterday. But I think that Brian Kelly is not the man for the job. He does not produce top 10 wins, top 5 wins for that matter, when they have those types of matchups. And not only that, in the one national championship game that he was a part of with Notre Dame, they were absolutely slaughtered. It is considered one of the worst national championship games ever. Alabama versus Notre Dame. Eddie Lacy literally looked... He literally looked like a Heisman candidate in that game, and he was not that year. Yeah. And so when I see that, I go, Brian Kelly, you haven't done jack shit for Notre Dame. Yeah, congratulations. You win him. You bring him to 10-win seasons. But Notre Dame is one of the most prestigious schools in the country, and you have got to be able to take it back to the promised land, like when Rudy was there, right? No, but
he was offside,
Yeah, I know, exactly. There's so many damn signs about it.
I love that. That's one of the greatest signs of all time.
I know.
Rudy was offsides.
And Sean Astin probably knows he was offsides, too. But I see Notre Dame absolutely for Urban Meyer. What about you?
Well,
I'm sure you have
we
the
had
same
talked
opinion.
about it, and you kind of shocked me with that. You go back.
The reason I changed is because USC is trash. Like, I legitimately think that Urban Meyer would not want to go to a program that is fallen under where he knows he can fix a program like Notre Dame. It was the same thing with Ohio State.
Well, see, that's where he got to start. I mean, he was a special teams coach at Notre Dame before he left and went to Bowling Green. And then he left Bowling Green, and he ended up in Utah. And then, of course, he goes to Florida, and then, of course, a bit of a heart issue. And then he ends up at Ohio State, and Ohio State was probably a great fit for him. Obviously, it was.
In his second year, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I'm thinking maybe Notre Dame might be the way to go. And the only reason I say that is, you're talking about a guy who got to start there. He's pretty much he's a Catholic guy. Brian Kelly, maybe
Catholic guy who swears like a sailor.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to me, but I don't know. I'd like to think that he could resurrect. What would that say about him if he could get Notre Dame back to the promised land?
Oh, it would be huge. Because, like I said, they are one of the most prestigious schools in the country when it comes to college, when it comes to Division I athletics in general.
All right, so why do you go to a school? Let's take a look at it from a player's perspective. Why do you go to a school? Opportunity to play, win championships, opportunity to play for a national championship.
At a school like Notre Dame, it has to be the third one. You have that opportunity to play for a national championship, especially last year. But like I said, Brian Kelly was not the right man for the job because you looked like shit against Clemson. I know that was one of the greatest teams ever assembled, but you still were one of the only undefeated teams left in the country, and you laid a fucking egg in for the college football playoff. The college football committee was like, we're vouching for you. Go out there, shock
Yeah.
the world.
Okay.
And guess what you did? Nothing.
Okay.
You didn't do anything.
Okay.
And that's why I think
Yeah,
Urban
yeah.
Meyer is a perfect spot for them.
So do we have to say then? Do we have to say that a player chooses a school not just for the opportunity to play, not just for the opportunity to win a conference championship, not to play for a national championship or a bowl game? You know, those are all things that players look for, but they also go to schools because of a coach.
Oh, absolutely.
What player in the South doesn't want to play for Nick Saban? What player in the South doesn't want to draw the attention of Dabo Swinney from Clemson? What coach doesn't want to do Ed Ogeron? Go Tiger. What player doesn't want to draw his attention? So I think you might be right. I think that if
you ever think
you
if he
get,
goes to the houses that the parents think he's retarded? I'm just saying, like, it's like, is this really what he sounds like? It's like, yeah, go Tigers. After every sentence.
we want your boy to come play for us. Go Tigers. Okay, sir. Okay, Mr. Ogeron. I think
Okay,
so.
honey, call the police. Let's call the police, please.
He's a hell of a coach, though. I'll tell you what, he's got freaking LSU on fire right now. And it will remain to be seen if they can take down, what is it, November?
And
November, what is the LSU?
It is
Alabama?
this weekend.
It's this weekend?
We'll talk.
I thought it was the next weekend.
No,
I
it is
don't know.
this weekend.
Okay.
This weekend in college football is so much better than last weekend, and we'll start with there.
Yeah.
There were only 2 power ranking games, if you want to even call them that.
Yeah.
You had 2 teams, Georgia and Florida. Their season is not going to play for a national championship. It just isn't. The loss to South Carolina torched.
Yeah, it's too big of a hit.
Exactly. And then Florida also losing now to 2 top-tier opponents in LSU and Georgia. It's not going to land you in the top 4. It just isn't.
No, it's not. It's not. But it's a jumping off point that says, hey, look where we're at. Look where we're at right now. Our 2 losses are to teams like this. So,
my God, that game against LSU, they were close.
Right.
They were really close.
Right.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt you, but
Oh.
I'm very shocked by this because I thought Florida would win. I have been a big advocate for saying Kirby Smart is not the right guy for Georgia because of how just small and very basic their offense is when it comes to Jake Fromm being an elite quarterback in college. And this weekend, I have to give credit to Georgia's offensive line and holding back what is considered the best defensive line in the country because Jake Fromm was not sacked, he wasn't touched, and he was able to do his business against a very good Florida defense. And Georgia looked like a stellar team for once. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Against a top-tier opponent, they looked absolutely pitiful against South Carolina.
Well, when you're playing for your playoff life, you have to take it up a notch.
Because they have a better chance than Florida still to make the playoff. Well, Florida is done and dusted now, but
yeah. So you play for your playoff life, and when you execute and do what you're supposed to do, the way you've been coached to do it, you stand out, and they got the job done. So to say that they don't have an opportunity is probably not accurate. The opportunity they do have may be small, but they do have one. It's like the Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance?
I know, and it's always going to be like that way with Alabama. Even if they have a 1-loss season, they're still going to have a chance.
Yeah.
To play for a national championship.
Yeah, it's not like they're getting beat by some scrub team, though.
No.
You know what I mean?
If that ever happens, the whole world will roll over. Twitter will be a dumpster fire. Everybody will be off their shit, man.
Right.
All right. So, and then the other power ranking game you had, College Game Day, go to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep.
You had a great atmosphere there on the main street of Memphis.
Undefeated SMU rolling in there.
Exactly. You're playing against you have 2 AAC teams, group of 5 teams, and honestly, that game was awesome.
Yeah.
But by God,
Blown out late.
both of those teams would get fucking destroyed by Power 5 opponents.
I think so.
It is
they're just not there.
100% true.
They're just not there.
I know, But even then, I'm tired of this group of 5 bullshit about how, if they're undefeated, they should get into the college football playoff. And I go,
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
No. They
Wait
should.
a minute. Line of Sight from Honor Brewing.
Yeah?
Badass beer. That's all I got to say. Just badass beer.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to get another one, so I just had to stop you.
I lost my train of thought. Like, what
Yeah.
was I talking? Oh, yeah. That's right.
I just had to stop you. I just
No,
wanted
it's
to say.
fine. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, but I hate this group of 5 bullshit. Like the whole UCF thing. Shut the fuck up, UCF. You guys would get your asses beat against these top-tier opponents. I don't care if you beat Auburn. Congratulations, but Gus Malzahn was not that good of a coach. His team was not that good that year. You guys also had just a great quarterback in Mackenzie Milton, but now you guys are a shit show. And then also these other group of 5 teams, I don't care. You're not going to beat these top. You're telling me if you were a top opponent, you would roll into the Buckeyes and beat them? Really? You would have an answer for Justin Fields in that offense. I'm not so sure, Chief. I'm not so sure. But Memphis comes away with the win. SMU is defeated. No more undefeated season for SMU. And like I said, great game to watch. But both teams, it didn't fucking matter because it was just an exciting game to watch. So for power rankings, that was literally it. This weekend, though, you have some of the best college football coming up. You have Penn State versus Minnesota, and you're saying, like,
row that boat, baby.
Why the fuck would I care about Minnesota? Well, guess what? They're number 17 in the country. They're undefeated. Penn State has to go to the frozen tundra of Minnesota and play them. And this is going to be a tough test for Minnesota and Penn State. But that's not the big one. The big one is the 3:30 game. Number 1, LSU has to go into Tuscaloosa this year and play against number 2, Alabama.
Is Tua playing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no question he's playing. There's no question he's playing. If he does not play, then I would not even care about this game to begin with. But because he will be playing, it's going to be a great game. Is he going to be full strength? No, but I still think that Alabama has a very good shot. Now, did the Giants really just kick the ball out of bounds? Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. We're watching the Monday night game. The Cowboys are playing the Giants right now. Actually, no. I think the Cowboys just called for a fair catch on an opening kickoff. But you have LSU versus Alabama, number 1 versus number 2. And this is for, I wouldn't say bragging rights because Alabama's beat them the past 8 times in a row. Okay. Oh, wait, no. It's 6 times in a row.
If you're LSU, what do you do differently?
You got to stick to your game plan. You can't you have to stick to your game plan because it has worked against every team. And I don't see the same defense. Oh my God, they picked him off on the first play. Is he going to score? No. Oh, the Giants just picked off Prescott on the first play from
Look at that.
scrimmage.
You know what? I thoroughly enjoy that. Look at the team. Look at them go to celebrate together. That guy could have freaking gloated in front of the camera and done his whole dance, but he celebrated with his teammates.
That's what defense does. They're unit.
That's just badass. I'm sorry. That is just so badass. That's going to be a completion too. If that linebacker doesn't just get his short drop, I'm telling you, man, oh day. Let's see how New York freaking deals with this.
If
they walk away with a field goal, what do you say?
I'm gonna be very upset because this should not be happening.
You take a shot right here? No,
you give it to Barkley.
Give it to Barkley, and he gets you
inside
6.
the 5-yard line.
He gets you 6 right away.
So
5.
the only other game that has really good power
that cat
rankings
is so damn good.
Is Iowa versus Wisconsin. They
smell like cheese.
The ABC game on that night is Clemson at NC State. Like, I'm sorry, Coach. Like, I know they're the Kings. They still are the unbeaten Kings, and they deserve to be in the top 4. But I can't fucking care about their season right now.
Yeah, I
I
get it.
just can't. I really can't. And he's going to get stuffed again.
He's going to get down. He's down to the 3.
But I really just can't care for Clemson right now. The
we've-
resume
we-
is
we-
so much
okay,
better
well,
than the eye test.
We
to me.
talked about this before, and you play the teams that you play. It's not like they just sat down last year and came up with this year's schedule. You play the teams that you play, and so so it's not as sterling as it's been in the past. They're beating everybody that they're supposed to beat. Is it as flashy? Is it as perfect as everybody wants it? No, but you have to get over that.
3rd and goal. Oh, my God.
What did I tell you? Ending up with a field goal. Listen to the boos.
Well, what do you expect from them? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the shit list. By the way, Florida State, Willie Taggart is fired. His ass is gone.
I'm going to
Fuck
put an
you, Willie
exclamation
Taggart.
point next to my note right there.
Because you deserve to be fired after the shit show that you gave Florida State and blaming everybody else and everything around you except for your bad coaching, your bad management of the team. Oh, you lose an 18-point lead to Boise State. Oh, it's due to improper hydration. Well, get the fucking water boy then to help you out because he was able to win a national championship against Louisiana Lafayette, okay? Adam Sandler and Bobby Boucher were the best. You could use the water boy then. But for the love of God, Willie Taggart, I'm glad to see you gone. Because you made a mess
Well,
out
I will
of
say
Florida
this.
State.
You know, I don't want to knock a guy. I don't want to knock a guy who's lost his job. I really don't. I don't care who the coach is. If he's lost his job, he didn't lose it for good reasons. So I'm not going to knock him. I'm just not. Did he have a talent pool that rivals other schools? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know that. But
okay,
but
keep going.
For all intents and purposes, they didn't get done what they needed to do. And when you look at the history of what Florida State has represented
Exactly.
in college football,
Bobby Bowden
right.
is one of the most historic coaches in college football history.
Yeah, I get all that. And he just didn't get it done. The thing that I take away from this is that the university, when they cut him loose, thanked him for his efforts. And he thanked them back. It's not like he left mean-spirited. He didn't burn a bridge. He thanked them for the opportunity. He thanked them for everything. It just didn't go the way he had planned. And by all accounts, his discussion with the AD and the rest of the administration there was, you got great kids here. We've got a great program. It's tradition rich.
Oh, it's a top 10.
And I just didn't get it done. And I accept that. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. At least he came out and said it. There are a lot of coaches that would just rather disappear after, like you said, the dumpster fire. And I don't know. I keep saying that. I keep saying I don't know, but that's just how I feel about it.
Okay, well, what I'll say here is that he didn't get the job done, but now that this job is open, no question, this is a top 10 coaching job in the country.
Yep.
If you're trying to want to revive this program back to the Jimbo Fisher status.
It'll get back there.
That's what you
just
need
need
to
a guy
do,
who can steal crab legs and computers, and you'll
and squints because he doesn't want to wear contacts because it fucking annoys him, even though he can't see shit on a football field. That's what you need as a player, and that's what you need as a coach.
I'm not a Jameis Winston fan, but you can
All right.
probably get that from what I'm saying.
I got one more shit list.
I don't
to
have a
add
shit
on.
list. I got somebody who's off the shit list.
Okay.
Michigan.
Michigan. What? Because they beat fucking Maryland? Or
Dis-
because they're just
they
looking
dismantled.
good?
They dismantled Michigan. Michigan dismantled.
Michigan dismantled Michigan.
Well, they dismantled Maryland, and then they whipped the shit out of freaking Notre Dame, and they're playing the way where people expected them to
I'd
play.
be scared. No, I wouldn't be scared if I was Ohio State. But I would be like, look, this is going to be in the big house this year.
Right.
You're going to have to play. This is going to be either it or your national championship hopes are done if you don't beat Michigan. It's
and
gonna
you don't
happen.
beat them convincingly. If this turns out to be a
Absolutely.
really close game, I don't know what that says for them. But the Fighting Hardballs, I think, I would really like to see them turn out and play their tails off. That's very similar play to the one that got intercepted right there, that slant route.
I think they just went back to it. Yeah. So is that your only thing off the shit list?
Yeah, that was a big one for me because I like Jim Harbaugh, and I know a lot of people dump on
I
him
think
in
he's
Michigan, and Michigan has not done what they have hired him to do.
I don't dump on him as a coach. I dump on him as a person because, for the love of God, stop being a fucking baby on the sidelines and just throwing your headset everywhere and just like yelling at the fucking refs. It's not going to help you. That's not going to plead your case any better. It's not going to help you.
Yeah, I can see that. I
Because
can
you look
see
like
the
a fool.
Well, he looks over emotional, and
Exactly.
that's probably
And
not
That's not a good thing.
right.
That is not a good thing.
I get all
especially-
that. I'm not.
Okay, I
I'm
got
not
one more
immune to
shit
that.
list, and then we'll skip this last segment and we'll go on to NFL football. But actually, you know what? No, fuck the shit list. We'll do this. College football playoff look ahead. But, okay, I want to say this. Why is it that the FBS is the only college Division I sport that has such a restrictive bullshit playoff system where only 4 teams can play for a national championship? I think that's fucking bullshit.
I think
don't
it'll
care.
eventually get expanded. I think it will.
I hope so, because I don't care. I don't care if people don't like FCS, okay? You can think whatever the fuck you want. But guess what? My college has a perfect opportunity to play for a national championship.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity, and the FBS has never. Just think about what it was before the BCS era. Before that, you didn't know what you were going to get. The fact that there were the number 5 team in the country got into the national championship, it was basically just all bias. You didn't know what you were going to get, and I hate that about the FBS and how it's
computer rankings and all that stuff.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
bullshit. How in the FCS and in Division I men's basketball, women's basketball, men's soccer, women's soccer, swim and dive, cross country, everything that you can think of, except for FBS football. FBS football has this restrictive 4-team system that you get to play for a national championship. I think that's bullshit.
Well,
I'm not
at least they started one, and it's. I think you're right. There's room for improvement, and it remains to be seen whether they will change it over the course of time.
Geez, Dallas is making it look easy. All right, so number 1 right now, I still have LSU. I have LSU at number 1. I know you probably have Clemson, but I still have LSU at number 1. But
Well, I wanted to say 1 A B C.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think you. I don't
wait,
think you.
what?
Could- well,
Oh, okay.
I wanted to say Alabama, Clemson, and LSU have earned the right to carry the mantle of number 1 until somebody proves otherwise.
Clemson has got to make it in. I don't care. I don't care if they do not win stellarly. They are still the kings of the FBS. They
I've been
are.
saying that for weeks.
They still
not
are.
lost.
It doesn't fucking matter what the eye test shows. It doesn't matter what the resume shows. They are the kings. They are the holders of the trophy.
Right.
They deserve.
Until somebody knocks them off. then
Exactly.
You got to sit with what we got.
Exactly. And I don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
You have to win it all, just to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yep.
Okay? And that doesn't say much if you don't let Clemson in this year even if they go undefeated. It's like, oh, well, they didn't surprise us. They didn't wow us. It's like,
Well, if
so
they
did
finish-
Alabama. They
if-
played one fucking team.
If they finish the regular season, they're undefeated. They will play in the championship
Oh,
series.
Dak lost
They'll
the
be in the
ball.
play-
Oh, no, never mind. He just gets sacked. But what also I wanted to say is that you can't say that the eye test is hitting them other than LSU. LSU is the only one with the resume to say, yeah, they fucking belong here, okay? Because they have beaten Auburn, Auburn, Florida, and now they're going to play Alabama. That is top 10 opponents right there. And also Texas. No question. But to say that Alabama and Ohio State are better than Clemson for the fucking eye test, they haven't played anybody. They haven't played shit.
Yeah, well,
They haven't.
Once again, you play who you play.
Touchdown, Dallas. Oh, nope, there's a flag down. Hold on. Is it going to be
Is that
a
Randall
holding?
Cobb?
Yeah, it's Randall Cobb.
Wow.
And hold on. I was going to say, what is going on here? What is the flag on? Just call it. You guys already fucking suck it. Oh, offsetting penalties. Okay. So, anything else on college football, though, Coach?
No, I the only thing, I don't know. We keep coming back to this whole issue of Clemson, you know, and you talk about resume and you talk about
Eye test.
yeah. I mean, they had Wofford on their schedule.
Oh, Jesus.
The Wofford Terriers.
FCS triple option freaking team of the Southland of the SoCon conference. Like,
Right. How they didn't
doesn't-
beat them like 75-0 is beyond me. But they
I have
won.
one of
They
those
won.
scenarios for my hops of the week, but
All right. Well, I won't beleaguer the point. But
no.
anyway, that's good.
Week 9 of NFL action has now almost come to an end, other than Dallas playing right now, and they are playing against New York. But week number 9,
3rd and 15.
I want to go through some of them, through some of the games, because got about like 20 minutes for this, and then we'll get into hops. But the NFL is now on week number 9. There's still 8 more weeks left, which I'm
Yep.
happy about. Thank God.
Yep,
Get
yep.
to see it on Thanksgiving Day, sit around, just eat a whole pan of stuffing.
Not
and then
the Bears, though.
They're going to be on Thanksgiving Day against
I
the
know.
Lions.
I know.
Trust me, I know.
So there is only one undefeated team now left
Yep.
in the NFL, and it is
Jimmy G,
the San Francisco 49ers.
they play spirited, man. There's no other way to say it. They just freaking play.
They freaking play football. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
And they beat the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not going to get into that game because fuck the Cardinals, okay?
Right. Well, nobody expected them to do anything anyway.
So I want to talk about, honestly, I want to talk about the London game. I don't want to go into depth on this, but like the London games fucking suck this year, okay? Like I'm tired, like 26-3 for the Texans over the Jaguars. You say like, oh, wake up at 9:30. There's football on all day long. Yeah, I want to see a good game though. I don't want to see a 26-3 blowout and Deshaun Watson basically going all over Jacksonville. I don't want to
Well,
see
that's what
that
he's
shit.
supposed to do.
I know you're right, but still, like I don't want to see that shit. It's
It
not
doesn't matter.
exciting.
Yeah, but it's what the people of London have.
But that is Jacksonville Central. There are more Jacksonville fans in London than there are in Jacksonville and the state of Florida. That is what it has been. And then your Bears played the Eagles. We'll start off with that one. But take us
my
off on the Bears real
God.
quick.
No, I'm just, as much as I want to, I want to support the Bears. I have a hard time understanding if Trubisky is the answer. At this stage of the game, he is clearly not the answer. He's not the answer for the Bears. And there are a lot of people ragging on freaking Coach Nagy about his methods and whether he can coordinate this offense and make it go the way it's supposed to go. But they show flashes at times. They show flashes where you're like, why can't they reproduce that? Why can't they duplicate that? Why can't they?
Coach, they had 1 yard of offense up until 2 minutes left in the first half.
That. I get all that. And I don't know. I look at this and I say, Trubisky's not the answer. And this goes back to somebody that I don't like. I don't like him very much at all. I don't like the idea of Colin Kaepernick ending up on a team because somebody wants to take a chance on him.
Okay.
But at this stage of the game, I'm looking at a guy like that because who else is out there? Who else is in that quarterback carousel that you could actually use to tutor this young kid? Because does Trubisky have the tools to play quarterback in the NFL? Yes, he does. I think he has the tools. But when you're talking about a guy who had only one season of playing time at North Carolina, one considerable season at North Carolina, to be chosen the way he was by the Bears,
the number 2 pick,
and
by
not
the
be
way.
tutored along the way, not be brought along slowly. When you look back at some of the guys that were brought along slowly and then evolved as players, it's astounding to me that they wouldn't have something to support him with, a better support system, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And it's almost like Trubisky's not the answer, but I feel bad for him because he's tasked with moving an NFL offense with so little experience.
Okay, but let me also say this. I blame Matt Nagy for a lot of this, too.
Well,
I do. He doesn't trust his quarterback. It is shown
could
very
be. It
well
could
on
be.
tape that he does not trust him.
it could be.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about Jameis Winston? I'm just asking.
I've
I'm
never
just
been a
saying.
big fan of Jameis Winston. I think that there are times to be a taker of chances, so to speak, and he takes more chances and puts his team in terrible situations that with the number of interceptions and turnovers, I don't know that he's any better than Trubisky. The only thing is Bruce Arians is Bruce Arians really making an impact with him? I mean, he's the quarterback whisperer. He is the guy. Are you telling me that Bruce Arians can't fix Jameis Winston?
Never mind. No, I just wanted to say, like, do you think he could go to Chicago if he gets released?
God, I hope not.
But
I don't want to stop cheering for the Bears.
no, but Coach, your Bears are just—they're fucking pissing me off, man. They just are.
They're making
Every
you
time
upset.
I watch
Come
them,
on,
it's just
I
so
know,
bad.
I know.
They averaged in the first half 0.4 yards
Yeah.
per play.
It's not good.
0.4.
It's
I
not
didn't
good.
know that fucking fractions were available for yardage per play. Let's also talk about the Eagles, though. They played a very good game until
Oh man, he just got lunched. Daniel Jones.
the Eagles played a very good game up until the point where David Montgomery went off for the
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah.
The Eagles, here's the thing. They have a bye week this week.
Who?
And so the Eagles.
Oh.
And so does New England. And they're going to play each other here in 2 weeks.
What do you think about that?
Dude, I'm scared if I was New England. Look, Philly is a different team, especially when it comes to offense. This is the Super Bowl 52 rematch. This is the first time that they've played each other since that time. And I
I
seriously
don't think that means anything. It's just the next season. Throw the flag. Now they just got their feet tangled up.
Well, he's wearing yellow. Okay. But I think that Philly is a better team than New England is. At this moment, I seriously see Philly as the better team because here's the thing.
I don't disagree to some degree, and the reason why, for me though, is when I watch the Patriots play, especially when I watched them last night. Their offensive line seems unsettled. Their offense, for as many weapons
That's going
as
to
they
be an
had,
issue against Philly. I promise
yeah,
you
I think that's a problematic. And
But
if
when I
there's
see-
one team that will fix it and change and adapt and create the situation that springboards them into the next Super Bowl, if you don't think it's New England, then you don't know football.
You don't watch NFL
You
football.
don't watch football.
You don't fucking watch NFL. Not football, NFL. Like
Any-
they're not all over the place. But the Eagles won 22-14 over the Bears, and I seriously think they are a serious contender in the NFC.
Sure.
My Steelers are finally back on not primetime football,
We need to see the duck.
and Mason Rudolph. I'm getting tired of
The
people.
duck.
I'm getting tired of
Bring
people
in the duck,
wanting
quack,
to bring
quack.
in the duck when Mason Rudolph is a very competent quarterback. I don't understand.
Whack, whack.
Yo, Buck Hunter, shut your face.
I want Buck Hunter, Duck Hunter, Wabbit season, Duck season, fire!
So Pittsburgh is now. I'm going to go off.
I'm going to pull that up.
I'm going to go off on a little thing here about how We were 0-3 to start the year. We were the Steelers. And ever since then, we are 4-1, and the Steelers are now 4-4, and honestly, a threat now for the 6th seed in the AFC playoffs. For everyone who wrote us off, you can go fuck yourself, and you can also say this: go ahead and fire Tomlin. But guess what he has done? He has given every single player.
Fabrication. It's Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season.
What the fuck is this show?
Wabbit season.
Okay, I think they get the point,
Wabbit
Coach.
season. I say it's duck season, and I say fire.
All right, I think they get the point. But the Steelers are now fighting for the 6th seed, and guess what?
Try that
Tomlin-
again.
I hope that
Start
Tomlin
it this
continues to
time.
do what he does
I'm going to
because
start it this time.
Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season.
it's been a long time since I've heard that. A
Oh,
long
man.
time.
Classic Looney Tunes.
But
Wabbit
the
season.
Steelers look like a good team. Our defense has 22 turnovers in 8 games. They have and 2 pick
Very
sixes.
fast. The defense looks fast.
We just don't care. They just don't care. They know that their season is probably not going to end in a Super Bowl championship. So why not go out there and just fucking play ball crazy?
Yeah.
That's what I wish. That's not the Patriot way. They don't play aggressive. They play very passive, and they play very coordinated, rigid football. The Steelers right now, they're off the grid. They're just going fucking crazy out there. And it looks great, and it looks enjoyable. And that's what I like about whenever I saw your Bears struggling sometimes in previous seasons. They ain't got nothing to lose, okay?
Yeah.
And you become very humble, and you understand that, guess what? Your season is probably over, but that doesn't mean that you have to be as a fan. And it's been enjoyable to watch because guess what? Vinatieri, the most clutch kicker in NFL history,
Man, did
shanked
he-
the field goal to win it, and the Steelers prevailed.
Oh, my God. Was that a bad miss?
Laces in, you dumb motherfucker. What are you doing?
Did he shank?
Have you never seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, okay? Laces out. Or else you will see Captain Weenie, okay? That's what it always is.
No, it's Captain Winky.
Captain Winky. Shit. I'm ashamed that I don't remember that.
Well, you were just a little boy when that movie came out.
A very terrible thing for Jacoby Brissett going out in the game, but seeing
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer come in. Brian Hoyer did a fantastic job, but the Steelers still prevailed. On to the next one. God damn, the fucking Redskins are terrible. Like the Redskins, the fact that they beat the Miami Dolphins is just, I think it's honestly mind-blowing. Because the Redskins are terrible. They scored 9 points. You get Dwayne Haskins. He gets the starting job. 9 points. Doesn't even get a fucking touchdown. You done messed up, right?
The league done messed up. Yeah.
Against Buffalo.
He's in a Buffalo's not a bad football team. They were playing at home as well. So there was freaking women doing shots off of dumpsters and
That was like last year, though, man. That was like last year. But yeah, I know which video you're talking about.
Yeah.
But that's all we had to
Old
say
Biff
about
sent
them.
me a copy of that.
I know he sent you it like a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago.
he sends them to me. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Dolphins have a win on the season.
And
they beat
it's time.
and they beat the fucking New York Jets. Like I said, I am very content with the New York Jets going 1-15 with the one win on the season being against the Dallas Cowboys. I am very content with that. Okay? But the fact that the Miami Dolphins win and Brian Flores gets his Gatorade bath, no more slaughtering of the Dolphins on National Geographic. It's a great damn day to be a Dolphins fan, right? But they can't tank.
Slaughtering National Geographic.
What? That's why.
Okay. All right, I'm good. I'm good with I just
I thought it was pretty good. Another one. Another one I'll talk about is okay. Like I think Christian McCaffrey honestly should be the MVP. there's no one player on a team that carries a team more than Christian McCaffrey.
Man, he's
does.
pretty dynamic cat, man.
The Tennessee Titans are honestly just one of those teams that you could just go like, why the fuck are you in the league, honestly? Because you bore me with every game you're in on every single week.
They're like an FCS team playing a freaking Power 5 school.
If Mike
sometimes.
Vrabel didn't have that beautiful stash on his face and just the stern look of death every single time the camera pans on him, the Titans would just be forgotten, honestly. Like he literally looks like a 70s porn star on the sideline with half of his face just hanging down. He looks like the Titans would just be forgotten, honestly. And they didn't do a damn thing. Christian McCaffrey scored on a 70-yard touchdown run.
Dude, he
right
bursted.
through the middle
of
the line, okay?
He bursted.
How does that happen if you're a coach like Mike Vrabel? How do you not just want to rip your play sheet in half and go get a hot dog and just call it a day? I really don't get how you just don't go get a fucking hot dog and ask for the relish on the side. Because that's what I would have done, even though I fucking hate relish. All right. So the last game I want to talk about, though, is we already covered the Patriots versus Ravens. The Patriots, or I don't think we really did, but we'll go ahead with that. The Patriots, yeah, they got fucking roasted last night.
Yeah, they did.
The Patriots did, as you said, Coach, last week. You can't rely on your defense for everything, and it really showed.
You can't.
But I'm not falling off the wagon at all. Like people will say, "Oh, well, you played your first number one team. You finally played a good team." Still, I'm not falling off the wagon on the Patriots. They're still the number one seed in the AFC. They are.
All I gotta say is, if you have to end up playing them twice
In New England this time, though, if you have to go there,
yeah,
it ain't gonna happen that time. It happened with the Chargers last year where the Ravens beat the Chargers in Week 15. They had to play the Chargers again. The Chargers absolutely dismantled them. It has been proven time and time again. When Lamar Jackson has to play the team twice, it does not end well. It really does not. But you got to love NFL football because the Patriots get smoked by the Ravens, but the Cleveland Browns smoked the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think that really says something about the NFL. The Patriots, I'm not falling off on them. People can fall off on them all they want because it fucking happens every year. And guess what? They win the Super Bowl every fucking year. So it doesn't matter what you think. You're just an ignorant piece of shit who seriously is like, oh, I know NFL.
All right, don't call our fans that kind of stuff.
I'm just speaking through the big picture. I'm not saying I'm talking to the fans out there who don't believe in the Patriots and say like back when
okay, one loss does not define them. One loss does not define them.
It has never defined them in the Belichick era.
Yeah,
Last game,
so you get down to playoff time and Bill Belichick schemes to stop freaking Lamar Jackson, and you're gonna see a different result. I honestly believe that.
Absolutely. There's no I 100% agree. Last game I want to talk about is the Broncos versus the Browns because I, once again, am 100% fucking right, baby, because the Browns are still the Browns, and they will continue to be the Browns until they get a very good head coach in their system. Because I said this before the season, and the Cowboys shanked the field goal. It's still 3-3. Sorry.
Listen. Is that boos? Are they booing him?
I don't know.
How are they not cheering? They're in.
Boo! Our offense has to go back on the field. Boo!
How dare you put our offense back on the field?
All right, we got like 5 minutes for me to finish off this last game. But the Browns, once again, Freddie Kitchens is not a good game manager, and he is not that good of a head coach because he has to keep tabs on everybody, and he has to keep everyone under control. But guess what? You average 10 penalties a game. How in the fuck did the Browns and John Dorsey think that you were the right man for the job just because you became the offensive coordinator for 8 games last year? No, excuse me, for like 12 games. How did they think that you were the next coming of Jesus for the Browns? I really don't understand that. You are a terrible game manager. Call me an asshole, please. But the Browns right now are 2-6. Guess what they were last year at this point in the season? 2-5-1. They were 2-5-1. They haven't changed a damn bit. They haven't changed. They finally reached double-digit wins in 3 years. In 3 years since their 0-16 season, they have reached double-digit wins now. Congratulations.
Well, you've heard me say this 1,000 times before. A team is only as good as we. It's never me. And when we give all this kind of press to Baker Mayfield
and alternate personalities like Odell and Jarvis
and then all these guys that are me guys, and they don't play as we, you're 2-6. Mm-hmm. That's how you end up that way. It's just plain and simple. It's like that from youth league all the way up to the NFL. When you don't play as a team and you can't come to grips with who you are as a team, it's very difficult. And you can knock Freddie Kitchens, but I'm not knocking that guy. He's got an impossible job trying to organize these guys who are me.
Why was he chosen for that position?
I don't know that it would have been any different for any coach at this point. I don't know that it would be different. Are you telling me that
Mike McCarthy, who's a Super Bowl winning head coach, could have him up in New York as well? Because Adam Gase hasn't done shit either.
Yeah, I mean, that was another questionable hire. I guess you could say that.
Could have kept Greg Williams, because at least he kept them intact. He kept them a little bit more disciplined than what Freddie Kitchens is allowing. Because he's allowing players like Jermaine Whitehead to go ahead and send death threats on Twitter right after games.
Damn. That was a death threat?
He said, I'm going to shoot you up. The guy said, dude, I will literally kill you. He said, here's my address. Come and shoot me up, because I'll fucking shoot back at you.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't see it. I heard about it. I read about it.
Those are the types of players that are on this man's team. How the fuck did you not know that this was the type of stuff that was happening?
I saw the article, but I didn't see any of the tweets. Maybe they were deleted by that point. But, obviously some reporter isn't going to allude to what somebody was thinking or saying. Unless it was Donald Trump, and then they would say whatever.
Half of the stuff I couldn't even read because the sentences didn't fucking make sense. So.
Well, we can't go there.
No, it's fine. I couldn't understand them. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Warm beer. I'll dump them on the Browns. I will dump the gallon on the Browns.
I got 3 to dump.
Oh wait, no. Excuse me. It's not the Browns. The Titans. I'm gonna do it on the Titans.
I didn't put Titans in there because for some reason they'll freaking hammer a team when you least expect it. They're going to come out and they'll freaking gash somebody for 150 yards rushing, and they'll have success against a couple of teams, and you never see it coming. But for 3 teams right now, the Jets, the Browns, and the Bears, I got to dump some warm beer, brother. I just don't see it out of those 3.
Give them a warm beer bath.
Yeah, Man, I don't want to include my Bears in there, but that's where I'm feeling right now. They're very frustrating for me. I'm not going to stop cheering for them. But we shall move on. The show shall move on.
Sorry, I'm just watching Saquon Barkley be a Madden glitch. All right, so
man, is he?
Hops of the week. I'm going to start us off. I saw an article about. Guess who's back of the week? Bitches. They are back this week with a article I read for Barstool Sports, and it is about a Long Island high school football coach who was suspended.
I saw that
for running up the score on an undefeated team.
I saw that.
He got suspended for running up the score on an undefeated team 2 weeks ago. And so, no, he was suspended, for this game. And so what did his team do when they got up 36-0 in this game? They punted on first down and kneeled multiple times in the red zone on first down instead of trying to score. That's the fucking society we're in right now, where the coach gets suspended for running up the score.
Can you identify as a losing coach and prevent the other team from scoring?
What? Excuse me. Repeat that. I'm sorry.
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
I'm
I do
identifying as a
identify.
losing coach at this point, and I don't want you to run up the score, so I need you to kneel so I can get the ball back.
Yes, on first down, please. That would be very nice. And make me a sandwich.
I will have that on. I will have the ball at midfield, and when you get the ball back, you must punt to me.
I saw that, and it just continues to just really
I got
make me
douche chills just hearing that. I read that article. It's astounding to me.
It never stops. It really never stops. Society, seriously, like, this is the greatest country in the world, and society still tries to say, like, no, we're not. Well, this is why we're not to you people, because of
we
this
are.
type of shit.
But
we still are.
We still are, because Line of Sight Lager is badass. Honor Brewing
And
Company.
also, what is badass is my second hops of the week, the fucking Terminator. Because we went to go see that yesterday, and movies like that.
I really liked the character Arnold had. I thought it was a little screwy at first, and then I really liked it.
But then you
I'm
realize.
not putting any spoilers out there.
But I will say this: if you go to see the movie, you have to keep an open mind, okay? They're done with the Skynet shit,
Yeah.
okay? This is an alternate reality. They want
Yep.
to try something new, so you have to keep an open mind here.
When they have that sequence with Arnold, the young John Connor, and the young Sarah Connor, it's like, holy shit, how did they film that? How did they make a young Linda Hamilton, a young Arnold, and freaking what was his Edward? What was his name?
I couldn't tell you.
Who the hell was that kid? The kid that was in T2.
Yeah, I know who he was. I
Edward
saw the
Furlong.
movie. But
How did they make those people? It was like computer generated. It had to be.
no question. Arnold doesn't even look like he does in the previous movies.
No. I know that, but
Offsides.
but just the look of the characters, it was amazing. I was like completely blown away. That part just shocked me. I'm not giving away any spoiler or anything like that, but those scenes just freaking shocked me about what they did with a young Linda
they had.
Hamilton and Arnold.
Well, I think it was because they had James Cameron back with them. Maybe had something to do with it.
maybe, but it was really good.
I'll say this, my last point, and then we'll get to your hops. This movie, though, I'm still a person who loved the first two. Terminator 1, Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is probably one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, that movie, you can't beat it when it comes to this entire series. I was not the biggest fan on T3 or Salvation. Genesis was okay to me. I think it was okay. But when I saw the other movies, I wasn't the biggest fan. And this one, it gave me a little bit more of a spark. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. And that's all I got for my hops.
But I liked Rise of the Machines. I liked Terminator 3. I liked that. Because it started to go into that alternate reality and stuff like that. I like that. Just my 2 cents on it. But
Go ahead, though.
I've liked a lot of them. But I like this one. This last one, Dark Fate. I liked it. I hope they don't do another one. I hope they just end it with this one.
You know, I'd honestly be surprised. Like, it's just got to, unless the only way I could see them doing it is if James Cameron is in the director's seat this
And they
time.
build on this one and
Sure.
keep it the same. Obviously, Arnold can't be in it.
How many times can you bring the man back?
I don't know.
Before he's like, I'm not coming back. Okay.
Well, that was one of the key things. I will not be back.
All right.
That was cool.
We got about 5-7 minutes. Go
All right,
right
here
on
we
ahead.
go. My hops of the week. First one up, NATS Nats. Nats. NATS Nats. Congratulations to the Washington Nationals.
First down inside
First
the 1
down
yard
inside
line.
the 1 yard line. Give it to
Golden Tate. Oh, give it to
what
Saquon.
a ball. Look at that catch.
1, 2.
Oh,
my
shit.
God.
Golden Tate. That's a hell of a catch. Been watching. I get up early in the morning. I go for my walk, and I come back, and I sit down, and I try and freaking have my tea and a little bit to eat. And can we stop talking about the fucking Lakers and the Warriors? Gee, many Christmas. I'm sick and
What it do, baby?
I'm-
What it do?
I'm tired of hearing about the Lakers. I'm tired of hearing about the freaking Warriors. Just stop. Just stop it. What's going on?
They're
He's
just
resetting the
resetting the
clock.
game
So I just picked up on that. Anyway, my last one, I don't know. Hops of the week. It's not supposed to be a negative thing. I wanted it to be a positive thing, and I took off my son of a gun. Where's it at? 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 Come on. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. When it's not there.
Coach,
it's not
what are you
there.
stalling for here?
I'm trying to look for the article. Kellen Winslow Jr. Kellen Winslow Jr. has been sentenced to 12 to 18 years in prison.
Holy
He
shit.
was given 6 felony charges. He could have pled guilty to 6 felony charges and could have received life in prison. And in exchange for his plea, he agreed to plead guilty. Now listen, they found him guilty of raping a homeless woman. They found him of 2 misdemeanors, indecent exposure, a lewd act in public.
Come on, Jones, make a miss. Down to the 1.
I just don't understand how this professional athlete who played 10 years in the NFL ends up with 6 felony charges, going away for the better part of 20 years in federal, or I guess not federal prison, but he's going to a prison. He's the son of a Hall of Famer, and when push came to shove, they basically had him over a barrel, and he ends up going to prison. 6 felony charges, including kidnapping, sodomy,
Touchdown, Giants.
forced oral copulation, and 2 charges of forcible rape.
Jesus, man. What a way to end the show, Coach. Jesus.
I read this article, and I was sick to my stomach, and I'm thinking to myself, how does a guy who was, by all accounts, a pretty damn good tight end in the NFL end up in this situation? How did he end up in this situation? The thing that gets me is that when you read the article, one of the things that he used as a defense, and you can take a wild guess, but his attorneys argued that he suffered from traumatic brain injury from playing football.
CTE.
Yep. Traumatic brain injury from playing the game of football. And that a motorcycle accident that he suffered when he was playing ended his career. That is the reason why he did these horrible acts. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
I don't believe that for
I
one
don't believe it
fucking
for
bit.
I don't believe it for a second.
You're
either.
telling me that you have a traumatic brain injury and it tells you still that, like, your brain's that fucked up that you go, yeah, I'm just going to rape this woman who's dirty and shitty on the ground. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do that. No, that doesn't make any sense.
The thing is,
What kind of
and
defense is that?
the thing that took me by, well, it didn't take me by surprise. The thing that grabbed a hold of me was the fact that when the attorney for representing the victims tried to explain to what was going on, is that he was a professional athlete, multi millions earned in his career, and the fact is she wanted the truth to come out, and she got him. She got him. How many other guys are skating by, and she got him, and I don't know. I'm looking at his old man, who's Kellen Winslow Sr., Hall of Famer, and he's got to look at his son and go, "What the hell, son? What the hell?"
I mean, the same could be said for a person like Aaron Hernandez.
Oh,
What
yeah,
the fuck happened?
yeah. I don't disagree.
And they say CTE as well. And I still don't believe that. But Anything else to add, Coach? Because it's
Nah.
turning into a somber note now.
No, I don't want to end it like that because I want to go NATS Nats, because they won the freaking World Series. How cool is that shit? Michigan, let's go fighting hardballs. Trubisky, play your ass off, son. Find a way to play your ass off. Get the Bears back on top. Tom Brady, Dante Scarnecchia will get those fucking offensive linemen blocking again. Shit'll get right. The world will go back into order. And the odds-on favorite for next year's World Series, Houston Astros.
No question.
No question about it. I want to say this before we end. 5'6", freaking badass.
Jose Altuve.
God damn, can he play?
Yeah.
God damn, can he play? They got a murderer's row, and I said that before. They got a murderer's row. Hats off. They're gonna miss. They're gonna miss Garrett Cole.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are.
They're gonna miss him. So, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna end the show with one great toast, and it's to Honor Brewing. Thank you to Honor Brewing for their line of sight freaking lager.
Thank you, batting 1,000.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, this is a great beer. I'm gonna go down to freaking Haymore or Gainesville again. I gotta hit that freaking Total Wine and find this beer again.
So thank you all for
I
hanging
might
in
spend
the
a
pub
few more
with us.
bucks and get more than 3.
I know, get like 17. So thank you for hanging in the pub with
Yeah,
us,
man.
Coach and CJ. Monday Night
Sorry
Football
about the
is on
Kellen
right
Winslow
now.
Jr. thing, but fuck him anyway, and fuck him on a popsicle stick because
We hope you all
I'm
enjoyed.
sure somebody's gonna get it.
Hashtag late night podcasting. We'll see you this Sunday.
I'm digging late night podcasting now.
We'll see you this weekend. We have a special guest coming on here
Do
this
we
weekend.
really?
Yeah.
Who would that be?
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh.
But- and he's turning 21 this year.
CJ, wait a minute.
No, please stop. You don't have to. Just wait. Just wait.
You know
All
who
right.
we got to get on the show then with him?
Who's that?
Clarence, Coach Smith.
Hey, that's on you.
I'll
if
talk
you
to
wanna-
him. I'll talk to him in school tomorrow, and we'll see if we can't get him on the show lined up for Sunday.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So once again, thanks for joining us in the pub. We hope you have a safe week. Hey, drink some beer, watch some football. Thursday night's coming up. No more baseball. Enjoy basketball if you want. But from
If
all of us
you
here
want.
at Pub Talk, Coach CJ, we hope you have a safe week. Clink some glasses. And as always, peace out. Love you guys.